Hey Mike, sorry about that. Your original swing analysis got sent. I hit the wrong button, so I had to send what I did. So I'll continue on with your analysis here. So we'll split that screen, get Snedeker back up here. So we can see as Snedeker draws the golf club back, he simply creates good shoulder rotation, brings the arms and hands back as well as the golf club. We can see the club coming back on proper plane here. Directly along the red line. At this point in time, he's going to create some good wrist hinge into play, transitioning the club from below to above his hands, and then we want to work the club from red up to yellow. When we finally set the club at the top of the backswing, we can see the left arm and the club are situated on the yellow line. We have full shoulder rotation, and we do this about a very stable right leg, keeping the weight on the inside part of his right foot. With you, we can see that you draw your hands back very nicely, turning your shoulders. Because you're set up so close, the club obviously is going to naturally move underneath and inside of the swing plane. So no big deal from here. As we continue to track that club back, we get some good wrist hinge into play. You continue to turn, and when we finally set that golf club at the top of the backswing, your arms do compress a little bit to your core. Your right forearm's compressing a bit to your bicep. Your triceps working behind your rib cage. That's causing your left arm to break down a bit. We're over swinging the club a hair as well, but we have good turn, pretty stable right side. You do follow the outstep of the right foot though a bit, and there we are at the top. So at this point in time, as we create our transition back into the ball, we simply want to move our weight from our right foot to our left, fire our knees and our hips to the target, unwind our core, and fire our hands. And in doing so, we want to make sure we're bringing the golf club from yellow back down on top of red. And that's exactly what we see here with Snedeker. We can see that the golf club has returned back to being on plane. The other thing we want to point out is the relationship between the lead forearm and the club. I refer to this as the backwards check mark. Simply means the club head right now is remaining above and behind his hands coming into the hitting zone. This is what's going to allow him to create a lot of power in the golf swing, let alone being able to hit the ball straight, because the club, again, as we already pointed out, returned back to plane. With you, as we create our transition back in the ball, good movement with your feet, knees, and hips, dropping your hands and arms over the top a little bit there, fighting to keep the club back in behind you. So at this point in time, you can take a look at your lead forearm and your club. You can say, hey, you know what, we've got our backwards check mark. The club head's above and behind our hands, but the club head itself is having a very difficult time returning back to plane. Therefore, as we continue to track the club coming into the ball, we can see with Snedeker, his comes into the ball directly from the red line. So therefore, he's coming directly in the ball from on plane. And again, this is what's going to allow him to hit a straight golf shot in accordance to his alignment, assuming that his grip is good and squares the club face up. With you, we track your club coming into the ball. The club falls there. So basically what we're seeing here is the club stayed a little bit on top of the plane. Therefore, we have a little over the top move. Club's going to probably track across the ball a little bit from out to in now, and that's going to help you pull the ball to the left, and that's a bit of your compensation in there for the fact that you're aiming out to the right. So again, we had your feet in a very closed stance. We had mentioned that parallel lines have the appearance of converging. We're set up over here, and yet we're trying to hit the golf ball out over here. So if we take a look at the path of the club, we can see with Snedeker, his club is inside the ball. It expands out, makes contact, moves through in a nice natural subtle arc. So he's going to hit the ball straight in accordance to his alignment. With you, club is there. Let's see what the club does. Actually, club moves through quite nicely. It sort of comes to here and here, and then the ball is heading out in this direction. So you're not really attacking the ball that much from over the top. The ball's sort of starting in between blue and yellow. Actually, I should turn this into red so it's easier. So the ball's starting in between blue and yellow. So therefore, the only way for you to get that ball back on target is to release that club with the hands and make that ball spin a little bit from right to left. And we can sort of see here that ball. I mean, it looks like you've timed it up perfectly. Club face is definitely hooding down on the ball a little bit and preventing that from going out towards where you're aimed. So you have a nice looking golf swing. It's very athletic. Your hands work really well. Let me just hit the one button here. There we go. Your hands work really well. They draw back, they fire through. It's really athletic. Your core works well. You coil back, you uncoil through. You got a good finish whereby your right heel's coming off the ground up on your toe. You're finishing on your left side. So a lot of great things happening here. But if we want to be consistent, three things we need. We need to aim well. We got to bring the club down on plane, and we got to square the club face up. In your case, you're very closed. You're bringing the club pretty much down on plane relative to that alignment. And at that point in time, you got to get the club face shut. So if you over-release that club, you will draw that ball too far left. If you under-release that club, you will block it right. But if you time it okay, you're going to hit a great golf shot for sure. Okay? Anyways, if at any point in time you want to work on any of these aspects of your golf swing and just tweak them up a little bit, certainly feel free to contact me. All my contact information is at the end of the video. And also, if you're involved with any golf tournaments or sit on the committee for any tournaments and you're looking to provide your guests with a unique service, certainly feel free to reach out regarding my swing analysis. Anyways, hope you had a great day. Hope you enjoyed getting an opportunity to see your swing on video. And hope you have a great summer, and maybe we might hear from you.